I used to think that being successful was being exactly the same as someone who's already made it, making the same choices, doing the same things. And yeah, there's a lot to be said from learning from those who have already mastered it. In fact, a lot of them have little hacks that make your journey easier. But the only way to be successful, and I use that term in regards to being fulfilled and sharing your unique gifts with the world, is to do just that, is to find what it is you're passionate about and pursue that. And absolutely learn from the best. But you have to know what it is that separates you from everyone else. And that's where the magic is. I was listening to a podcast the other day with a casting agent from Disney, and she was talking about voiceover artists who take existing snippets of popular animations and revoice them or dub over them themselves, just to kind of show what they can do and that they can make it sound like that. Then they post these on their social pages, or some of them have even added it to their show reels and sent it off to different agents. And she's received some, obviously, like this. And I must admit, this is something I've done for fun. I haven't ever posted it, but I've played around with that. But it was really interesting what she said. She said it's actually pointless and to do that. And when they get examples of this, they don't really give them much weight because they've cast these roles. They found who they wanted. They've got a voice that they know works, and that's done. So they don't need to hear that you can do the same thing or even your version of it because they've done it. They've got someone. Don't get me wrong, it's lots of fun, and there is actually a skill of post-dubbing. So there is definitely some benefit to it. But in terms of trying to show off your voice, that's not what its purpose would be. It would show your dubbing skills for those people who are post-dubbing. And I think that's often done with games and things like that. But in terms of what you bring, the character of your voice, that sort of stuff, she said it just didn't carry a lot of weight. When I was younger, I loved to sing. I still do, actually. But I would literally walk around the house singing. Or if I was out and about, even when I was at primary school, I was known for being the girl who would sing every day. Even on camp, I was singing all the time. Back then, I wasn't aware of what my voice sounded like. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was literally just singing because it felt good, and it was just the pure joy of it. Unfortunately, though, my father wasn't a huge lover of my singing and would always tell me to stop. And I faced a few other kind of blocks, people that weren't necessarily kind, or I don't know, teachers I think that should have known better. Anyway, that's another story. However, because of those negative comments, I lost confidence in my own voice. And although I didn't stop singing altogether, I definitely sang less. And when I did, my aim became to sound exactly like the artist whose song it was I was singing. So because I figured the more I sound like them, well, they're already successful and everyone's approved of them. So it's more likely people will like my voice. It wasn't until much later in life, though, when I realized that, although I could hold a tune, I wasn't a great singer. I was okay at cover band songs, but I hadn't found my own unique voice. And that's, I think, what separates a good singer from a great singer. Their ability to convey meaning in their words and also in their song, in their melody. To take you on a journey or to allow you to be able to empathize and feel something. That's what a great singer is. To be original. And if you think about the most successful singers of all time, each one of them has their own unique sound, their own look, and it's so original. It stands out from the crowd. And they aren't trying to look or sound like anyone else. I think of Michael Hutchins, Freddie Mercury, even Elvis, anyone, Madonna. They all are so unique and they're so successful. I think for most people, to share their passion with the world takes a lot of courage. I mean, even as a child myself, I realized that it can make you very vulnerable when people don't like who you are or what you're saying or what you're doing. And I realized that this isn't just unique to singing or a voiceover or any of that. It's holds true for any passion that we have in life. Because what if we go out there and take a risk and people don't like it? Or what if we show our true selves and we show what we're passionate about and we get rejected? Or people tell us it's not good enough? Or what if we fail? Well, what if? If I really peel back the layers of what if and what could go wrong, then I end up with something that's insignificant. What I've come to realize is, so what if people don't like what I do? What will that change? Well, they might tell others they don't like it, or they don't think I'll make it. But so what? I might hear about this, and yeah, it might hurt, but is it going to change anything? Probably not, because I know who I am and what I stand for and what I have to offer. So what? And if I keep peeling back those layers to get to the worst thing that could happen, like what if I fail? What if this doesn't work? So what? I lived truthfully, I gave it a go, and so what? What's the worst thing that could happen? Nothing that really matters. My mum always used to say that those that matter don't judge, and those that judge don't matter. And she's very right. It doesn't matter what people think. All that matters is that I am living truthfully and that you are living truthfully. There will always be people that don't like what you're doing for whatever reasons. But usually, I think it's because you've been brave enough to put yourself out there. And maybe they haven't. They haven't got that courage. So better to bring you down where they feel a bit safer than actually try and take a risk themselves. And so I use this, and I try and remember this whenever I hear negative feedback, and try and use it to motivate me to keep going. Because what's important in this life is for me to find my truth and for you to find your truth, your unique gifts, and then to be brave enough to use them. We only get one go around. I want to make it count. And I hope that by sharing my journey with you, it inspires you to find your passion and share that with those around you and the rest of the world. I honestly believe the more truthfully we live, the more it encourages others to do the same. And then how cool is the world when we are living with our passion and sharing our unique gifts with everyone else? If you know someone who hasn't yet found the courage to share their unique passion or gifts with the world, please share this episode with them and encourage them to take that first step. To be brave. Thanks for joining me on JulesFM. Don't forget to hit follow so you don't miss an episode. And I look forward to you joining me next time.